Hi, I'm Thule from Boston. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe to MSA. Growing up, I was really close to my dad. He was a space scientist who worked for the government. He built satellites, won multiple awards for his space research, and one time he even predicted a war based on a satellite reading. Dad was my hero, and I inherited his love for science. We would talk for hours discussing big mysteries of space, and I loved it. But my mom always felt left out in our conversations. Like this one time in 10th grade, Dad was telling me about his new project when Mom walked in and turned the TV volume up.
Can you turn that stupid music down? It's giving me a migraine.
Your stupid science talk is giving me a migraine. Dad snatched the remote and shut the TV off. Mom tried to snatch it back, but she lost her balance and knocked into a big shelf with Dad's trophies and awards. Everything crashed, and Dad looked mad.
Look what you've done! When will you start behaving like a grown-up? You're a scientist's wife, and you're dumber than a tree. Gosh, what an embarrassment. Thule, come to my study. We'll talk there.
Mom looked like she'd burst into tears, and I felt a little bad for her, but she was always acting so silly. Over time, my parents started fighting a lot, and every time Dad would get annoyed, he'd lock himself in his study. He started getting more distant and would hardly even talk to me. Then a week after my 18th birthday, I walked in on him packing his bags. Where are you going?
On a big mission. I don't have time to explain, Thule. Just keep this necklace and know that I love you.
I opened the necklace and saw a picture of me and Dad and broke into tears. Don't go, Dad.
I just have to. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Dad left, and I waited for him patiently, but weeks turned into months, and he never came back. And then one day we got a phone call from his office saying that they'd lost contact with his spaceship and the search was underway. The news of Dad's disappearance spread like wildfire. Everyone was concerned for the hero scientist who had gone missing, except Mom. She was happier than ever. She went shopping, got a new phone, changed her hair, got rid of all of Dad's stuff, and wiped his study clean. When I kicked up a fuss about it, she said we had to move on with our life. But things hit the roof when the police came in asking for questions. Mom just screamed at them and asked them to leave. Why did you send the police away? They could have helped us find Dad.
They already went through everything a few days back, Thule, and they found nothing. Why do I have to go through this again and again?
How would they find anything when you literally got rid of everything Dad ever touched? It's so obvious you don't want him to come home. I heard you two fight the day before Dad left, and you sounded like you'd rip his head off.
That's none of your business, and whatever I'm doing is for your own good. Now go to your room and stop giving me a headache.
But I wasn't going to give up this easily, so I decided to take things into my own hands. I spent days reading every news article printed about his disappearance, tried getting in touch with his office, spoke to some of his friends, but nothing turned up. I was super distracted and failed a scholarship test to one of the best colleges in the city. Bummed out, I skipped school that day and went to a cafe when this guy crashed into me, spilling his drink everywhere. He tried to apologize, but slipped and fell right on top of me. This is the worst day ever!
Yeah, it kind of is. I almost got hit by a bus in the morning, and then my car broke down. And then I came to the cafe, but they didn't serve any hot chocolate, and I had to get cold chocolate instead. And now I'll have to order a new one.
Can you shut up and get off me? You're kind of heavy.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my god, is that the sequel to the Underwater Alien Invasion series? Please, please let me borrow this. I'm a huge fan, and all the copies are sold out. I'll get you free coffees for a whole month. Please? I'm Kirk, by the way.
Thule. Kirk and I spent the next few hours together, and it turned out we had a lot in common. He was a science nerd like me, fun and really cute. He was a bit weird, but at least he made me smile. We started hanging out often, and slowly I opened up to him about my life, family, and Dad's disappearance.
That's exactly what happened to my uncle. He was a fisherman and went missing. We found him 10 days later and kept asking him what happened, but he didn't say a word. Eventually, we realized he'd gone deaf because of water clogging his ears.
I don't see your point.
The point is that we found my uncle, and we'll find your dad too. We just need to keep looking.
Kirk told me his dad knew people in the government, and maybe he could help us get some inside scoop. I prayed something would turn up soon, but all my hopes went down the drain when a week later Kirk came back and told me that my dad was never assigned a mission. Everyone in the government was just as confused about his disappearance as I was. But how's that possible? Dad told me he was leaving on a mission. He gave me this necklace right before leaving. Kirk asked me for the necklace, but just as I was giving it to him, it fell. My picture fell out, and behind it was a tiny key. When I went home that night, I tried looking everywhere if there was a box or a locker that Dad might have left behind, but I found nothing. I was searching the living room when I heard a car pull up in my driveway. I went to check and saw Mom all dressed up talking to some man. As soon as he left, I rushed outside to confront Mom. You moved on quickly.
I just went out to a nice dinner with a nice man. It's not a big deal.
Really? I wonder what Dad will say when he gets back and finds out that his wife is cheating on him with some clown.
And what will he say when he sees that his genius daughter failed an important scholarship test? That's right, your teacher called me. How are we supposed to afford college now, huh?
Oh, don't worry about it. We'll just borrow some money from your rich boyfriend. He drives a fancy car. I don't think he'll have a problem sparing a few bucks for your poor daughter. You know what, Mom? You never deserved Dad. He was too smart for you anyway. Good that you're finding someone from your own league.
Watch your mouth, Thule.
But I was already on my way inside the house. That night, I slept with one thought on my mind. I had to find Dad and move out of this miserable house as soon as I could. The next day, I met Kirk and told him my plan of breaking into Dad's office. Mom got rid of all of his stuff, and the office is the only place I haven't looked yet.
How are you so sure that you'll find something? The police might have looked already.
But they didn't have this key. I know it means something, and I have to give it a shot.
Fine, I'm coming with you.
No way I'm dragging you into this. Saying that, I turned around and left. Dad worked in a government facility, and it was difficult to get past the security checks during the day, so I decided to sneak into the office building at night. That evening, when Mom slept, I slowly slid out of my window and left. I was standing outside Dad's building when a guy dressed up as Batman came and stood next to me.
How do I look?
Kirk? Oh, why are you dressed like that?
I've always wanted to dress up like Batman and fight crime. Actually, no. I wanted a disguise, and this was the only costume available last minute. I wish they had Spider-Man. Listen, I'm coming with you, okay? I know you're strong and independent, but you need my help.
Why do you want to help me?
Because I like you, dummy. And if we survive tonight, I'm taking you out on a date. Just think about it. Now, remember, be quiet and fast.
Kirk said that, took one step, and fell on his face.
I was showing you what we shouldn't do.
Got it, Buttman. I'm joking, don't cry. Let's go, Batman. Kirk and I went inside, kept our heads down, and dodged a bunch of cameras. It was dark, and Kirk kept bumping into me, but somehow we made our way towards the Department of Space and Aerotechnology. This must be it. But just as we took one step inside, alarms started blaring like crazy, and within seconds we were surrounded by a SWAT team. I told them my dad worked here, but they still handcuffed me and Kirk, took us to the police station, locked us in, and called our parents. Kirk's dad used his connections to get us out, but Mom had to pay a lot of money, so my arrest won't go on my permanent record. When we got home that night, she was pissed.
I sold my jewelry to get that money. It was for your college. I don't even know what to say to you.
You could start with telling me where Dad is.
Oh my God, Thule, your dad's gone. I've accepted that, and you should too.
I just can't give up on him so easily. Look at this necklace. It's a key, and Dad gave it to me right before he left and asked me to keep it safe. Obviously, it's something important. This might have information on it that can lead us to him.
Give this to the police and let them handle it. This is beyond your control.
And what if the police fail to handle it? It's been months, and we have no clue where Dad is. People don't disappear like that, Mom. Something happened to him. If he is out there, how can I stop looking for him? If you know something, just tell me, Mom. I can handle the truth. I just know I can't go on like this anymore.
Oh, my sweet baby. I wish I could help you.
Mom hugged me tight as I sobbed like a little baby. In all my years, I'd never felt this close to her. And maybe she was right, and the situation was beyond my control. The next morning, Mom and I went to the police and gave them all the information I had, including the necklace. The principal agreed to let me appear for the scholarship test again, thanks to my previous scores, and this time I cracked it. Kirk took me out to celebrate over ice cream when he suddenly jumped on a table and started singing.
Oh, Thule, my Thule, you're sweeter than ice creams. I want to be with you. Will you be the peanut butter to my jelly?
That was so cheesy.
Then what do you have to say about this?
Kirk kissed me, and it felt perfect. We started dating officially, and he even got through to the same college as mine. Mom was happy and everything was fine, except I still missed Dad terribly. Then, a day before I was leaving for college, I was loading my stuff in the car when a bunch of police vehicles pulled up in our driveway. They spoke to Mom for a while, and then she walked up to me with tears in her eyes.
It's about your dad.
My heart leapt to my throat. What's happened? Is he okay?
They found him, but he doesn't want to see you.
That's not possible. Dad loves me. Of course he wants to see me. I have to go. Mom tried to stop me, but I ignored her and left. I didn't get what her deal was, but I was too excited to see Dad after so long. But my excitement turned to horror when I saw the police car turn towards a prison. My heart was pounding when the police asked me to sit in the waiting room, and minutes later, a frail-looking man walked in. Dad! I ran and hugged him tight. I'm so happy you're okay. But what are you doing in prison, Dad?
Paying for trusting my daughter. What else?
Dad told me that he was running away from the government because he had illegally sold important government secrets to enemy nations for money. The government found out about it and had been tracking down Dad for months. But I got that phone call from the office about losing contact with your spaceship.
That was a lie the government made up. They couldn't tell the public a national hero had gone rogue till they had proof, which you gave them. That was the key to my secret locker with evidence of my illegal activities and bank accounts. I had no choice but to flee, but I didn't want to get caught with all the information on me. No one would suspect a stupid necklace, so I put that key in there and gave it to you to keep my information safe. But you went ahead and handed it over to the police. How could you be so dense, Thule?
Don't you dare talk to my daughter like that, you moron. I turned around to see Mom walk in with Kirk, march up to Dad, and slap him square in the face. That was for insulting my daughter, and that is for lying to us.
You mean lying to Thule? Because you knew the whole truth, but you chose not to tell her. So I guess we're not that different.
What? Is that true, Mom?
Yes. The police told me everything the day after your dad left. They were the ones who took away his things into custody for investigation, but didn't find anything. I tried to help as much as I could, but I didn't want them to drag you into the mess, so I kept everything from you. You worshipped your dad, and I thought finding out that he's not a hero but a traitor would destroy you.
So you lied to me? For months you saw me suffer and you didn't say a word. How could you, Mom? And Dad, I trusted you blindly and almost gave up on my future to find you. And you didn't bother to tell me you were okay? Both of you are liars. I hate you. Mom tried to stop me, but there was nothing more to say. Dad got life imprisonment, and I never saw him again. Kirk and I left for college soon after, and even though Mom tried calling several times, I didn't answer her. All I needed was space and time to heal. I felt like a mess, and Kirk helped me pick up the pieces. I went into therapy, graduated from college, got a job, and got married to Kirk in a small ceremony. A year went by, and soon I was blessed with a baby girl. I was in the hospital when Mom walked in with a huge bouquet. I know you don't want to talk to me, but I'm here for my granddaughter. How are you, Mom? Since you're asking, I'm doing pretty good. No, that's a lie. I'm horrible, Thule. I miss you so much. Please forgive me. I know it was stupid of me to hide the truth about your dad, but I thought I was protecting you. You have a daughter now. Won't you do anything to protect her? I guess. I get your point, Mom, but it was still wrong what you did. But I forgive you. Can you please take away these roses from my face now? You know I hate them.
Anything you say, love.